To the Buckland Select Board meeting for Tuesday, May 26th. It's 5 p.m. Our first appointment, we have Brian McHugh, who is the Director of Community Development for the Franklin County Regional Housing and Redevelopment Authority. He's looking for permission to submit an extension on behalf of the town for the fiscal year 24 CDBG grant deadline from June 30th of 26 to December 31st of 26. Hi, Brian.
Yeah, hi there. Thanks for having me. Wrap it up there. We are the grant administrator for the town of Buckland's FY24 Community Development Block Grant that was awarded to the town. We have about $1.1 million in funds for housing rehab for low and moderate income residents in the town of Buckland, Coleraine, and Ashfield. We're about halfway through right now. There was a little bit of a tail off on some of the people that we had that were on our wait list when we put the grant application in. Oftentimes what happens is people just don't follow through with the applications, or they're over income at that, when the funds become available. We've done a little bit of outreach. I just put some brochures downstairs, but we did some outreach and got 5 more applications in since April. We've committed funds to 8 out of the 16 unit goal that we have right now. So we should be able to wrap up by the end of the year if we keep doing some more marketing. But this will give us more time to wrap up the program.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Overall, though, the other ones are going good?
yeah, they are. Yeah, we've no issues this time around yet. So that's good.
Excellent.
But yeah, we've committed about $580,000 in funds so far to 8 projects.
Very good.
Yeah. So
All right.
just looking to extend it so we can finish it up by the end of the year.
Okay. Do you guys have any questions for Brian?
No.
Well, it might be helpful for people who aren't familiar with the program to say what kind of projects.
Okay, so the program's designed to correct code violations and to make energy improvements to houses, basically. So we do everything from septic systems, wells, to roofs, electrical work, plumbing work, anything that I always think is a part of the system of the house. It's not a remodeling program. We're replacing in kind with in kind, so to speak. I mean, we might put vinyl siding on, not regular siding on, but we're not doing additions unless we're doing some kind of modification for accessibility, for to expand a bathroom or something like that. But it is designed for low and moderate income residents, which is 80% of the median income in the area. Those numbers are going up June 1st next week. I don't know the exact numbers, but it was $67,000 for one person. It goes up by about $10,000 per household member, but that's now going to, I think, $72,000 for a one-person household. But basically, yeah, it's just again, correct code violations or do energy efficiency improvements to the house.
And if they sell the house, don't they have to repay some of that money?
Yes, so it's in the form, they're loans, and they're 0% deferred payment loans. So there's no interest on them. There's no payments until house sells or transfers ownership. It does reduce by 1/15 per year over the course of 15 years. So after 15 years, if someone still lives there, they don't owe anything. This is the loan terms that the state has set for this program. So if you sell within that 15 years, we do a calculation for however much it's been reduced over that time period. So
That's a helpful program for sure.
thank you.
Good. And it sounds like people are taking advantage of it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Yeah,
good.
I mean, we've been running this program since the early 80s, and we've rehabbed about 3,000 units in the county in that time period. So
Excellent.
it's successful.
All right. I'll make a motion to approve Brian asking for the extension deadline to December 31st, 26.
I'll second it.
Any further? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I think Pam just has to sign it, right?
I think Clint signed it, actually.
Yep.
Okay.
Do you have a copy of that?
I do.
Okay, great. Well, thank you for having me. Do you want to sign it, or do you want to you sign papers later in the night. Oh, you got it already, great.
Done.
Yeah, I like that. All right, thanks for having me.
Yep, no problem.
Bye-bye.
That's the right one, right?
That is the right one, yes, you got it. All right, thanks.
That way you don't have to stick around. All right. That's it for appointments. Our first agenda item, we have the Massachusetts Downtown Initiative, the MDI Implementation Grant. And it looks like you are looking to authorize the town administrator to submit the grant application.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, so I was here at your last meeting. Obviously, you weren't here, Clint.
Mhm.
But the idea behind this grant application is to submit to the MDI implementation program to request $250,000 in state funding to create the Riverview Park right there on the town-owned parcel right before Ann Brower's place on Conway Street. We have the grant application together. The select board should have all received the draft from Pam. The biggest thing that could change at this point is basically just the scope and budget of the grant. We're waiting on the final cost estimate from the cost estimator currently. And based on that, as well as a question to the state right now as to what funds can count as matching funds, there's $50,000 in pre-development funds that were fundraised by the community, as well as a separate grant that was received in the past. And if we can use those funds as matching funds, we could get another 50,000 on top of the 250 from the state for a total of 300. But if that answer to that is no, we would have to break out the project into phases, which would most likely be the pavilion would be phase 2 that we would have to pursue another grant for or fundraise separately. The intention though is to work with the tech school on the pavilion, which would keep the costs way down as they did over in Shelburne.
Mhm.
So you have the draft, looking for authorization to Pam to submit the final draft when it's complete.
We weren't sure. I thought Joan and I might have done that last time you were here.
Yeah, Pam also said that, so I
I
wasn't.
thought so, but I haven't seen it, Pam. She was gonna look back and see. So I think we should do it again.
Yeah, just to be sure.
Yeah, just to be, double stamp it.
Yep.
Yeah, I will make a motion to allow Pam to authorize the submission of the grant application.
I second that.
Anything further? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank
I'm
you.
just here at the tail end of it. You can thank Mike McCusker for getting it all the way until this point.
Yeah, this has been a few years in the making, so.
I've got more gray hair? No, I can't have it.
You have less gray hairs.
Yeah, less gray hair.
Well, you could dye it and let it come back, and then they could be new gray hairs, right?
Well, thank you guys and gals, select board for helping to see us through. I mean, the Franklin County Chamber of Commerce is absolutely serendipitous angel from heaven that just, it's, hopefully it's really good timing. Being the first year of the grant availability and in that, Christian was able to bring it right up to like shovel ready or this close to shovel ready. That's a miracle as far as
Yeah.
I'm concerned. And, we could see something happening out there next construction season. And that'll be awesome. But thank you for,
Excellent.
for all of your work. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Our last agenda item, we have the Mass DOT's 25% submittal for Route 112, the Ashfield Road project. Looks like there was quite a bit of discussion
Yes.
at the last meeting. And we just need to take a vote on the decision regarding the proposed design. You guys have any questions? Anything you want to go through? Joan, you had?
Right, I'm going to read my presentation so I don't stumble over it. And also, there's information here that maybe people at home aren't aware of. But, at our last meeting, I really listened carefully to residents' concerns about Route 112 reconstruction project that will take place in 2008. I said I would do my research. Oh, where's my 28? Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, 28, all right, sorry about that. Thank you, Clint. I said I would do my research. So I asked Town Administrator Pam Guyette to set up a meeting with Mass DOT. And last Wednesday, 2 engineers involved in the project answered my many questions, and then we went for a drive. And so these are the nuts and bolts that maybe people at home aren't aware of. And the current width averages 32 feet. Each travel lane is 11 feet wide and shoulders average 5 feet. The new layout's width would be 38 feet plus a 5.5 foot sidewalk. The design retains the 11-foot travel lane to help keep vehicle speeds in check. Bike lanes on both sides would be 6 foot wide with a 2-foot rumble strip buffer. The sidewalk's width includes a curb as required by ADA. The process began in 2014. DOT records show it was the town that initiated the request for sidewalks. Some residents have expressed concern they weren't included earlier in the design process, but the engineers said it is standard the public is informed at the 25% mark. No additional DOT hearings will be held, although Buckland's Conservation Commission will weigh in on aspects of the project. All construction is within the state's right-of-way, so there'll be no land taking. There will be an easement for a retaining wall located on a small triangle at the bottom of Rand Road, for which the owner will be compensated. Around 70 trees will be removed. Many are in the section for the retaining wall on the road's south side. DOT's landscape division will get involved about replanting at the 75% mark. This would include any home's front yard to increase privacy.
Any what?
This would include any home's front yard to increase privacy. The sidewalk runs from North Street, which has sidewalks along Route 112 south side, since visibility issues would impair safety to have a crosswalk there. This section has a 3-foot-high concrete retaining wall. The sidewalk continues to Mohawk Trail's first entrance, where a crosswalk would have pedestrian-activated rapid flashing lights and a refuge island to increase visibility and safety. After the crosswalk, the sidewalk would run along the north side to the town's recreation area and connect to the existing sidewalk and the bridge beside it. The distance from Mohawk Trail to the recreation area is about a half mile. 4 homes are located on the north side. For one home, the front currently is 21 feet from the Route 112's edge. After reconstruction, it would be 15 feet from the sidewalk's edge. Who would be responsible for keeping the sidewalk clear during the winter? The recreation area is closed, so that section of sidewalk would not be cleared. Mohawk Trail will handle the sidewalk in front of the school. The town will clear from North Street to the crosswalk. During a snowstorm, school will be closed, so waiting for this stretch of sidewalk to be cleared until after it is over would be acceptable. Note, there are sidewalks in town, including on my road, on the road where I live, that are not cleared by the town. Residents shovel them. I recognize that having a sidewalk in front of one's home when there wasn't one before is a big change. I can understand the reluctance. But we have to take into account having a sidewalk to the recreation area, an asset the town has invested in, would benefit so many people. I've heard people question the need for sidewalks since they don't see many people walking along Route 112. My response is that more would, if it were safer, via sidewalk, although frankly, I don't envision heavy traffic. It's also been suggested that people could use the wooded trail to access the recreation area. First, that is not town-owned property. The route is not handicapped accessible, and there are ticks. It has been mentioned that pedestrians could share bike lanes. Having children, runners, the high school's athletes, older residents, etc., using the same lane as speeding bikes would not be safe. I like increasing Buckland's walkability and access for those who use wheelchairs. I also want them to do so safely. For that reason, I support the sidewalk running from North Street to the town's recreation area.
Thank you, Joe. Larry?
Basically, I feel the same way. I would like to say I can be sympathetic to any abutters who possibly are losing something or things don't go their way, but I've received a lot of talks, a lot of people saying that it's safety. Mass DOT certainly works in safety, and the sidewalks did. Plus, we've already set a precedent here. The town of Buckland, when South Street was done over, many people who lived in North Street, not more than, but didn't want sidewalks. DOT recommends them. North Street, same thing. So we're not gonna go back on, or I'm not gonna go back on what, keeping the safety thing right there. So I'm in favor of following the plan that the DOT has come up with and spent a lot of time doing.
Okay. We're not discussing it again tonight. This is, yeah, no, we're not, because that was the last meeting. So tonight is just for our vote on whether or not to support the project, or if we're gonna recommend any changes to it. So, now I know, I've gotten a lot of emails from people, both in favor, both not in favor. Mainly it is what I'm seeing is just a width issue, at this point.
Oh, what issue?
A width of the entire project. I think, I am also in support of having the sidewalk. I think it would open more access to people during the summer months, the spring months, to be able to access. It'll also help with drainage for the wreck. I know that was also one of the issues that was being had as well. I think I would like to recommend to Mass DOT if we can shorten or narrow the bike lanes, because they have them currently at 6 feet. I'm not an avid biker, but maybe from you guys, is 4 feet, would 4 feet be considered enough for a bike lane? I mean, that's where.
Especially with the 2-foot buffer.
Right, I mean, that's, that's what I see with most of, like, I work in Hatfield, so the bike lanes that they're putting in down there are basically the breakdown lane.
Right.
And some of those spots are only probably 3 feet wide. So I think, what I would like to make as a suggestion to Mass DOT is narrowing the bike lanes from, what are they currently? 6 feet?
6 feet.
They're talking, but they were
Yeah.
talking 12 and
So-
12 for the travels and 4 and 4 for the bike lanes.
No, 11 for travel.
Yeah. and-
Yes,
and
11
6
now,
for-
yes, excuse me,
and
yes.
6
but
for the bike
it-
lanes.
It's just, yeah.
So what I would like to make as a suggestion to DOT is that they narrow the bike lanes from 6 feet to 4.
Right.
And keep the 2-foot
And
buffer.
keep that buffer, and that will now bring the scope from, what was the total, 8 feet of added width, or 10 feet of added width?
Right, it went
to
from
the overall.
32 to 38, so these, yeah, it was
6 feet.
6 inches, 6 feet more.
Right.
Yeah.
So, by doing that, you're now knocking it down to making that project 2 feet wider overall.
Do you want to do it on both sides, or just from the high school to the rec?
It would be both. No, I would consider doing the walkway all the way to the Buckland Rec from North Street, and narrowing the bike lanes from North Street all the way to the rec from 6 feet to 4 feet.
What if there's a safer way to make the sidewalk and address the abutters' concerns at the same time? I mean,
We're not
all
doing
the sidewalk goes all the way to the rec, and the simple way to do that is simply to keep the sidewalk on the
Okay.
roadside.
You can't-
Because
The problem-
The APR has a provision in it that allows it to be taken by eminent domain, and the people who gave the APR are the abutters, who
Right.
ironically also allow us all to use their private land anytime we want for free.
Right.
And I think that's a little bit unneighborly, frankly.
The problem I think that that Mass DOT is describing with having the crosswalk up towards the rec is with traffic coming around the corner onto the bridge.
But you can put
And-
the crosswalk right past Mary's house. And so it's got great sight lines on both ways,
We would have a discussion.
long sight lines. I mean, I think it's worth
I mean,
having DOT consider.
I
because
think you know, I think we can certainly mention that to DOT and we can let them make that decision. You know, I would be okay with that, with keeping that sidewalk, because it was actually a thought of mine too, was having it cross, up by East Buckland Road. And having it cross there.
Straight away there, it's so much visibility, so
They-
much better.
They felt that that was the safest crosswalk, was the going at the first entrance to Mohawk.
Well, I
Trail.
think having one there,
Yeah.
And the sidewalk on the other side has 3 driveways crossing it, 3 of which are high-volume driveways from Mohawk, which endanger pedestrians as they, you know, the other side, it wouldn't have any driveways crossing it, it'd be much safer.
I want to mention that I think, I haven't measured anything, but I believe that on Ashfield, past where we're talking about going up the mountain and all the rest and into Ashfield, that the bike lane is probably at best 4 feet. And I think that's a very reasonable, you know, for cyclists, 4 foot with a 2-foot buffer, which has the rumble strip in it, that feels awesome. I don't know that, and I wouldn't mind seeing from the top of North Street to the high school could stay what it is, because it's not affecting anybody on that side anyway. Keep it at whatever, you know,
There's no sidewalk there, though.
well, where you're gonna be putting in the sidewalk.
there would be.
Sidewalk or the bike lane?
You're talking,
Yeah, what are you talking?
So you got a sidewalk and a bike lane on
The uphill side?
opposite to
Uphill
opposite
side, yeah.
Mohawk.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
the south side.
yeah, no driveways or anything.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying, yeah.
But you're saying, so there would not be any sidewalk in front of Mohawk Trail?
No, because it would be on the other side of the road. And it
You
would
come
be,
The
for
cross,
walkers from
there would
town,
be
it
a
would be
crossing.
much safer, because they would stay inside the loop as opposed to having to cross 112.
And who's gonna maintain that during the winter?
Same as maintains at Mohawk. I mean, who's gonna maintain it at Mohawk?
I'm not sure, you're saying it's gonna be opposite, on the opposite side of the road?
Right, so there would be no sidewalk on the Mohawk side. There would only be a sidewalk on the Rand Road side, and that would run the entire length between the 2 entrances to Rand Road.
If there's a sidewalk on the Mohawk side, it's gonna be interrupted by all those Mohawk entrances.
Right, all of which have at times
So it's, yeah.
18-year-olds driving too fast. I've done it.
And 88-year-olds.
An 88-year-old who can barely see.
And if you had a crosswalk at the first driveway with the blinking lights, like you said, Joe, that would slow people down, just like what they have there now, which when school is in session, it blinks. That really helps. But then you'd have a crosswalk down by East Buckland Road with the same thing. And that's a straightaway there, like Michael said, and people are speeding along there. And if you had a crosswalk with blinking light, and then you had the speed limit thing, it would really calm traffic, that whole section. We did this in Charlemont Center, and it really made a huge difference. And you can even push the button, you know, and get the light to do stop, and people can go back and forth.
Okay.
So I'm trying to envision what you're saying, is you want the entire sidewalk to be on the south side?
On the right.
Until
Only
you get
Up to East Buckland Road.
Until East Buckland Road area.
Okay. So I am ready to make a motion that we approve the sidewalk plans from North Street to the Buckland Rec. With the sidewalk going from North Street to East Buckland Road on the south side,
Yeah.
having a crosswalk at Mohawk and a crosswalk at East Buckland Road. And also reducing the bike lanes from 4 feet, or reduce the bike lanes to 4 feet from 6 feet.
So my question is,
That's my motion. Can I get a
oh, sorry.
second on
I'll
it
second it,
first, and then we
okay.
can, okay.
So how, you're gonna approach DOT about this, or how's this gonna work?
Yes. Yep. I
And what if
will,
they say, no way, that what they have is what they can do, and that's it?
No, they said that we could make adjustments
Okay,
to the plans.
okay.
And I think if they say no on that, I mean, this is, I believe, what we're voting on. And if they say, no, we can't do that, then we come back to the table with it.
Okay,
And we decide if we want to make changes from there.
okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
Okay. Any further discussion, Larry?
No, I
Okay.
don't think so. I think we gave enough.
Can the abutters speak?
We've already had, no, so,
I'm not, I just,
We're voting right now.
I know, and that's why I wanna say, if you say, put the crosswalk at East Buckland, then the DOT will rightly say that's not a safe place to put it, because there's a vertical curve there. But if you say, put the crosswalk adjacent to Mary's driveway, there's good sight lines from just the side of Mary's driveway in both directions, and there's no vertical
Okay.
curve. So that's why if you're gonna
Yeah.
make a
It'll-
suggestion to them, you need to make
it'll be a
one that is-
discussion that we'll just have to have with DOT.
Yeah.
And see if
Okay,
there's,
I just didn't
and
wanna
just
hear
see
you-
if there's another space in that general area.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, all right, no further? All in favor? Aye. Okay, all right.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Great process.
It's a tough process, but it's getting there.
Yeah,
Just so you know, Larry, it's not possible that we'll have an effect. We will, it's stated on our side, we will definitively have an effect. So-
I know that. I'm-
Well, you didn't
Alright.
say that. You said it's
Well-
possible we'd have an effect. But it will
Okay.
definitely
Okay.
be an effect.
all right, so we have our minutes from May 12th, 2026. I will make a motion to approve the minutes from May 12th.
I'll second that.
Any further? All in favor?
Aye.
We have the, both payroll and vendor warrants, 26-24. Make a motion to approve both payroll and vendor warrants.
I second that.
Any further? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, permits and licenses, we don't have any of those tonight. So we have received a letter of support from the town of Charlemont they are looking for a letter from the town of Buckland for legislative remedy related to a Mohawk Trail Regional School District assessment error. And that came, where's that letter? Which occurred from fiscal year 2021 through fiscal year 2025. This is not a letter that they're looking for reimbursement from the town. They are currently looking towards legislation at this point in time. I've read through the letter. I don't see any issues with it at this point in time. I would accept the motion to allow the select board chair to sign the letter to Senator Mark on behalf of the town of Buckland.
I'll second that.
Okay, any further?
It'd been nice if they put the amount in here.
But they're not asking remedy from us.
Right.
They're asking,
Right.
I know a lot of people thought that came up, but I'm not sure why.
Yeah.
If it's,
No, at this point, right now, it's so that they don't have to come back
correct.
to the towns to try to get reimbursement.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right, all in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Aye. We have a letter of support for the Charlemont Road One Stop Grant. I believe that is a grant that Pam is working on. I didn't see that letter. Didn't see that letter in here. I don't see that other letter in here for that. I believe that's a grant that Pam is working on though for the next Charlemont Road phase. So I would make a motion to sign the letter of support for the Charlemont Road one-stop grant.
I second that.
Okay, any further? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And we already did the MDI
Yeah.
implementation grant.
Mhm.
Items not reasonably anticipated by the chair 48 hours in advance, I have nothing.
That letter of support, that's what you voted for up above.
The MDI,
Line.
yes,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
Select board member concerns? Mary?
No.
No, good. Town administrator's report?
She didn't, but she didn't
Thank
put
you,
in
Pam.
there, she got that grant for that tractor.
She did.
The only thing she mentions is here in the notes is that, when nobody's asking questions about, oh my goodness, we're gonna understanding the upcoming override vote, special town meeting, but I think we've really talked about that a
Yeah.
lot, so.
Oh, yeah, well, maybe just a reminder
She
to
didn't know if you
people
wanted to
about
read,
the.
yeah, read that Clinton that she
Yep.
got there, or,
Yep, I will get, that'll be under the announcements, I think.
yeah.
Okay.
All right. Public comment?
Thank you.
Ms. Kelsey?
Miss Kelsey here.
You gotta come up to the microphone, people can't,
right.
won't be able to hear you
So
at home.
people at home can hear you,
I
hopefully.
agree, because that's why I'm here. I couldn't, as you mentioned, thank you, Joan, for giving that recap, because for a couple of weeks since that last meeting about the sidewalks, Channel 9 wasn't, they had picture but no sound, so that's why I'm down here tonight, so I guess thank you for that. I was wondering if you could post that recap on the bulletin board downstairs.
Okay, let me,
Recap for,
what I
The
read
one Joan
tonight.
read. Because so many of us who do rely on Channel 9 to be updated with the select board's doing when there hasn't been any sound.
You know what I could give you, is what? Did you want one yourself?
Oh, all right, or I could just read it
Well,
again, whatever's best.
Yeah, I have, this is what I gave, my fellow board, I gave Pam. I have this one.
Oh, thank you, that's really great.
That's not exactly what I just read, but that's the facts,
Oh,
okay?
okay. And so, that was really the only reason I was here, so thank you for all your hard work, and I don't think I have anything else, I'm really looking at my little scribbles. Oh, the only other thing that thought of when I was sitting there is that no one introduced themselves. There were 3 people over here and they didn't have a clue who they were.
They introduced themselves many times last week. We should have
Yeah.
thought that,
Yeah.
but we should.
Right, but last
We
week
didn't
isn't
want any
being-
public comment, I know.
Last week
had,
isn't being filmed. or-
Bruce Lessels was sitting here.
Mary and Marie,
Marie Bartlett
and her husband,
and her husband,
Sam.
Sam.
Right, and the rest of them I was familiar with, but they,
Yep.
those people I
This is
didn't
what I
know.
read tonight, and there's a couple of typos in it, so forgive me.
I won't even notice. Thank you.
Really good. I just said,
All right. Any other public comment? All
Oh,
right.
thank you.
Thank you.
thank you, Lynn.
Announcements and upcoming meetings. We have our select board meeting on June 9th. The annual town election is on June 6th from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. And for that, the voting will take place upstairs inside the Buckland Town Hall. And I believe she has information regarding the override, for the override vote, and the special town meeting was on our website.
It's on our website, but also we just got a text and, phone call about it, so
Yeah.
reminding us.
Yep. So Pam actually did write up a little blurb here for us, for anybody that might be watching. At the recent town meeting, voters approved a proposed town budget for the upcoming fiscal year. However, the approved budget exceeds the amount of revenue the town can raise under Proposition 2.5 without additional voter approval. The upcoming town election includes an override ballot question asking voters whether the town may raise the additional tax revenue needed to support that budget. Town meeting approval alone does not authorize additional taxation. The override must also be approved at the ballot box. A special town meeting will be held after the election regardless of the override outcome, because the school budget article was not approved at the recent town meeting. Additional action is required to appropriate funding for the schools. If the override passes, the special town meeting will address the school budget and related appropriations. If the override does not pass, the town will also need to consider and approve a revised balanced budget based on available revenues. This information is just intended to explain the budget and override process and upcoming required actions. I would say if you have any other further questions, you can certainly reach out to the town administrator. But I think she also does have something on our website as well, if you would like to go there.
Our town administrator's on vacation.
She is. She will be back on Monday.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
Hearing none, I will make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you and have a good night.